Hello men's, femmes, thems, and toasters, it is Ultimate here, and this, surprisingly, is something that keeps getting suggested. If you only know me from YouTube, you may not know that I am a huge fan of Powerwash Simulator. I watched Markiplier's entire playthrough on it, because of course I did, but it still took me like 5 months after that to work up the courage to buy it, because it's like $25. Silly anxiety says I can't spend money. But anyway, I finally got it, and I have like the best power washer in the game already. I've only been playing it for like a week or two, but it is amazing, and I love it. After doing a long stream on my Discord server with a couple other peeps, if you were there, shout out to you. I don't remember everybody who was there, but it was pretty fun. Where basically I just played Powerwash Simulator. I think it was the treehouse level, and I didn't even finish it because it was so long. That level was so big. But it was pretty fun, and so I got some people suggesting that I should do this, like more of the ranting video, just talking about nothing for a couple minutes. Still don't know why people request this. I didn't make this because I thought it would be funny. This is literally something that people asked for, which blows my mind. But I'm pretty sure I've talked about, at least in the Discord server extensively, why I think it's weird that people want to hear my voice and it's not just really annoying. So I'm gonna avoid that topic today. If you're not part of my Discord server, you also might not know that I have a job, which I guess is unsurprising for somebody my age. I'm almost 18, which is, Jesus, it's coming up, and I'm scared. I don't want to be an adult, please. But anyhow, I have a job, and I don't like it. It kind of sucks. Aside from the constant misgendering, because this particular department is, I call it the old lady department, because there's really only elderly women there. I think I am one of, 4 guys out of, 16 people that work there, and it's 16 because it's a small department. So, aside from the constant misgendering, constant asking me why I don't smile, which is a whole nother can of worms, it doesn't pay very well, and essentially what I'm doing is being paid to sit around all day. Literally. I'm supposed to technically give out uniforms to employees, but pretty much nobody actually comes to the department. So most of the time I have to literally bring 3 books, and it's an 8-hour day of just walking around holding a book, which sounds cool, but it's so incredibly boring. I guess my intention here is, if you are in your teen years, go out and do things. I thought it was stupid my first few years. I was like, okay, I want to do comforting things. I want to make sure, and that's okay. But as I'm approaching leaving my teen years rapidly, I find the need to do as much as possible, to explore as much as possible, because this is literally the point of your teens and your 20s, is what people say, is to go out and explore things and see what's happening, and find things that you like, and find things that you don't like, and stuff like that. I feel like for the first time in forever... Oh no, now I have the song stuck in my head. Fuck you, Frozen. For the first time in a long time, we'll say, I actually have ideas for videos. Which I think is going to be nice, because I can schedule them multiple days out and stuff like that, and be set for a few months or so. I am worried about a couple. I feel like I can say this here because not many people actually watch these. But the next videos coming up, I just finished recording the Sucky Dragonettes video, the Wings of Fire Talk video. I have some speed paints in the works. Working on updating my sprites so I can do more Wings of Fire content. I'm gonna do more Warriors content, but I have to I'm waiting on Mom to pick up the next series of books from the library. I'm taking notes on relationships and stuff, so I can possibly talk about that, although it's kind of overdone like a lot of other things, but whatever. The next thing that I'm working on after that, I think I'm going to start writing the scripts for, is I'm finally going to do, so this is basically for every single Wings of Fire main book. They're not going to be long. I think the usual length for my summary videos right now are 5 to 7 minutes. I think these are going to be more 2 or 3 minutes. They're going to be very short because I don't have much to talk about. And I'm not going to go over every character like I do with regular summary videos, but that will probably be a thing once I figure out the funny thing for it. Like, I try to have something to be continuous in pretty much every video, where there's always something about it. Like for my Wings of Fire talk videos, there's always something to expect, which is the transitions are a thing now, and my sprites. So that's a thing. I have to decide if I want to use my sprites in the new summary videos or not. I probably will. The one thing that's really bothered me is because I gained fame, I guess, from making summary videos, there's a lot of people who still thought the silly doodles I was doing in the summary videos was the best I could do. Which hurt to my very soul, because, it makes sense. If you only watch summary videos, you don't watch any of my speed paints or anything, you would be under the impression that that's what I can do. I got so many people being like, oh, you've improved so much since the last summary video when I started using sprites, and I'm like, no, actually, I could have done this the entire time. I just chose not to, because it was funny. And I do still think it's funny. I like doing silly doodles because I think they're ridiculous, and I like weird humor, but I think it might just not be the right crowd for that, to be honest. Wings of Fire in particular is getting better recently, but it's not a very tolerant fandom for the most part when it comes to making mistakes, and also, like, you're expected to put the most effort you can into everything you do. Or at least that's the impression that I got from all of my YouTube videos. I was part of the Wings of Fire fandom wiki, like pretty active on it for like 3 years. And that was the impression that I got from it. If anybody's planning to be a Wings of Fire YouTuber, if you're wondering why I have so many disclaimers, why I always say spoilers and stuff like that, it's not because I'm like this weird, like overly paranoid that people are gonna hate on me thing. I did used to be. But nowadays, that stuff is like genuinely necessary, because people will scream at me if I make a mistake. I have, ever since I started getting like more subscribers, I have been like triple and quadruple checking all of my Wings of Fire scripts just to make sure there's no mistakes or anything. Even if I've just read the book yesterday, I will look on the Wings of Fire wiki to research and make sure that I got it right. The amount of accuracy that the Wings of Fire fandom has is impressive and also very damaging when it comes to making videos, because there's no room for mistakes. Mistakes are like really fucking important. You have to be able to make mistakes. And it sucks a lot of the time. I have most of my Wings of Fire summary videos, the very original ones, have a ton of mistakes, and it sucks. But what I learned from that was to double check my stuff. So if you criticize someone so heavily for making a mistake, this is assuming it's like a normal mistake. Like, oh no, you forgot this character. Like, if they're like being racist or something, they said something horribly transphobic, like, obviously that's the sort of thing where you want to look deep inside yourself. There's more to that. But we're talking about like surface level mistakes. Being horribly criticized for that I don't think that's good. I don't think that encourages trying new things, because at least that's what it was for me. I wrote Wings of Fire fanfictions on Wattpad for years, and I accumulated like 1,000 followers. I think I still have most of them on my old account, but I don't use it anymore. And I took all of my books off of Wattpad and put them on Google Docs for only people on my Discord to read after a while. And that was because of how much hate I got. And this isn't like a pity me situation. It's like, I'm happy with it now. I'm happy with my writing. I just think it's important to remember that being horrible to someone who's making a small mistake is not going to make them improve what they're doing, not going to make them improve their content. Even people criticizing me, to be honest, like trying to be polite about it and saying like vaguely nice things, didn't help. What I found for me, what was the most helpful, was actually just experience. It wasn't people telling me what was the best thing to do, either politely or impolitely. It was just doing it, over and over, and fucking up, over and over. People say that you have to have criticism to improve, and I don't believe that's true. I know some people benefit a lot from criticism, but as someone who grew up not really getting a lot of it, I'm not used to it. So what I did was I just learned another way, which was just doing it. Finding out over time what worked and what didn't. There's a different thing for everyone, and just having a blanket statement of, oh, you have to tell them that they're doing this wrong or else they'll never improve. Like, that might be true for that person. It might not be. And that's not up to you to dictate. Anyway, this is getting pretty long, so I guess thanks for listening. If you got this far, that's pretty cool. Ultimate out.